Hello everybody. Alright, guess what I'm going to try making? I'm going to try making seitan, which is a mock meat made from gluten flour. And I just bought a little bit of flour. I just want to try it, see if I can do it. And I'm trying it with you guys watching because if I can do it, then that means you can be able to do it. So I have 3/4 of a cup of gluten flour in here. That's all I picked up. I also bought some vegetable chicken broth just at my local bulk store because I want to give this a chicken flavor, and this is the best way I know how to do it. So I've got 3/4 of a cup of gluten flour in there, and I'm going to add, that's 1 tablespoon, and I'm going to go ahead and add 2 tablespoons. I think maybe not quite 2 tablespoons. Let me do like 1.5 tablespoons. Let's see how that works. Okay, so 1.5 tablespoons of that. I'm going to add some paprika, and I'm just going to shake some in. That looks like 1/2 teaspoon. And I have something here called Mediterranean all-purpose seasoning, which I really love. Maybe put, oops. I'm gonna put a teaspoon. I don't want as much as 1/2 tablespoon. Yeah, I'll put a teaspoon of this because I expect the veggie chicken stock to be a little salty. I'm just actually gonna hold that back, so it's a little bit shy of a teaspoon. And I have my Herbamare. Love this stuff. And I'm just going to sprinkle a little in there. Alright, so what I'm going to do now, I have some cold water, and I've got 1/2 cup of cold water, because from what I've looked at and so forth, it seems as though you should put a little bit less than the flour you have. So first I'm going to mix this up. Okay, so that's there you go, that's what I've got in there. I'm going to mix it up, and I'm actually going to fry it. And I'm going to mix this up, and once I have it wet, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to put a little bit of my jerk seasoning into this. And either put it in this or put it in the batter. But I want to see if I can make like a jerk chicken seitan. Yeah. Seitan, however you say it. Okay, so I've mixed this up. And I hope that's enough seasonings in there. I think it should be. And I'm just going to get the water. Just hold on, guys. One moment. Okay. I have my water, which is cold water. I even had it in the fridge. And this is 1/2 cup that I've already poured into here. I'm just putting it in. I have the slightest bit of gluten flour left if I need to add more. And I do mean just the slightest bit. Oh, look at that. I'm going to get my fingers in here. It's already giving like a interesting gooey, texture. This is bizarre. Oh, wow. You know what? This feels, I heard people say, oh, it smells good. But it feels sponge-like. This is bizarre. Oh my goodness. Awesome. Okay, you know what, guys? I'm going to separate this, and I'm going to put a little on the plate. And the reason I'm going to separate this, I hope this is going to work the way I want to do it, is because I want to add a little bit of hot spice. I want to try part of it being like a jerk chicken. Now, in fact, I'm going to use some Bajan pepper sauce, which I got from Barbados. A friend of mine gave it to me when I went there last summer. And it says 1 drop. Some of this stuff can be very potent. I am not putting a lot. And I can't do the whole thing this way. I can, but my daughter, I'd like for her to try it. Oh, this is weird. So interesting. So what I'm going to do, I hope I remember, How am I going to separate this? Because this, and that might not hardly be any spice. I'm going to actually add some jerk seasoning to the batter as well. Maybe what I'm going to do, I'm going to let both of these rest, but maybe I'll actually try this one first. That way I know what's what. Okay, I'm letting these rest. I'm going to get water boiling, and then we'll continue with the recipe. Alright, so I am ready. This has rested for about half an hour, and I'm just going to try to pull off pieces. Oh, sorry, you can't even see that. Oh, it's... this actually should probably be cut at this point. It's really, it's like a really dense, goo. I could probably cut it, actually. Those ones I'm just gonna... Alright, so I've got pieces like this. The water's gonna boil. That's the spicy one. I'm gonna do this first because I really just want to see how much of a difference there is. So I'm gonna bring that to a boil. I probably will boil this for 10 minutes just because the pieces are not so big and because I'm gonna fry them again. Ah, heck, I might do 15. I'll see. I'll see how I feel. So I will be back with the rest of this video when this part's done. Alright, I cut these ones, the non-spicy ones. And I think I should be able to figure out fairly easily which pieces these ones are. So, I've got 3 of those pieces. And the other thing I wanted to do was to add a little bit of the stock, the veggie chicken stock, to the water. Just so it gives it a little more flavor as it boils up. Okay, I'll probably leave that 15-20 minutes. That's what I'll do. I'll be back then. Alright guys, this is what it looks like, and I definitely have been boiling this. I think it's been about 30 minutes, possibly slightly longer than 30 minutes. I'm going to take it out. I'm going to set this aside, and I'm going to get the batter ready to fry them. Okay, hold on. Okay, this is what my seitan looks like right now. These are the pieces that had the extra spice to it. These are the plain pieces. And now what I'm going to do is just I'm gonna batter them. And what I like to do is I put them in a coating of flour, then like a wet coating, and then a seasoned flour coating. So what I'm going to do, and I really just eyeball this, but I'm going to put some mustard in here. This was something I tried once and I really liked how it turned out for my daughter with the flavor for chicken nuggets. And I'm going to add a little bit of coconut milk to that. This is some of my coconut milk. And I'm also going to add some of the jerk spice to it, but not yet. I'm going to coat the plain ones first, and then I will change that up. Okay, so now to my flour mixture, to the one that's the final coating. Putting some black pepper, that's maybe half a teaspoon. I'll put a little bit of paprika, maybe another half a teaspoon. I've got my Mediterranean all-purpose seasoning. I'd say that's a teaspoon. And a little bit of herbamare, because this might make it salty as it is. That looked like probably a quarter teaspoon. Now, yeah, I don't have any dried jerk seasoning, because you can get the dried one. Gosh, I should have some somewhere here, but I don't seem to have it. That's why I'm going to mix the spicy seasoning in with that mixture. To this one, the initial coat, just a few dabs of herbamare. And then I'm going to mix this up, and I hope I haven't made any of this too salty, but I'm actually going to... I'm thinking maybe I need to add a little more flour to this, but maybe I don't. Oops. That's my initial coat. That's my final coat. Oh, Guess what, guys? You know what I'm gonna do? I have some potato chips here, and I've often done this to add extra crunch. Now, of course, it doesn't make it healthy. You know what I'm gonna do? Boy, when will I do that? I'm gonna add a few of the potato chips to that right now. And the reason I'll add the chips is because at the bottom of the bag, no one's really gonna eat this. I'm just gonna crunch this up. It helps to add with the crunch factor when you're frying stuff. So instead of breadcrumbs, or some people use cornflakes, that's like a small handful. You just eyeball it as to how you want it. You know what? This is all that's left in here. I'm gonna use it all. So you just mix that with the flour. To add some crunch to your coating. I cannot wait to see how this actually turns out. I'm really excited. Okay, now let me just mix the mustard. I don't think I'm going to add anything else to the mustard one because I've got the salts in here and here. Just give me one moment, guys. You know what? I'm going to add a little bit of this seasoning I made yesterday for my kale chips. Now this was cashew, a little bit of water, and just some seasoning. If you want to know exactly what I put in it, I'll link you to the other video. Now this came out tasting a lot like a ranch or a Caesar dressing. So because I've got the creaminess of the cashews, I'm just going to add a little bit of this to my liquid mixture. Maybe just so it doesn't taste quite so mustardy. And gives it a little more creaminess. I mean, people often use egg to batter, to coat their flour, chicken, whatever, and do, you know what I'm trying to say. So as opposed to using egg, but to make it a little thicker, I've just added a tiny bit of that. Okay. My pot is hot. It's sizzling. Let's get started with this. Okay, I'm going to start with the non-spicy pieces, and we'll see if this even works. Typically, I coat in the flour first, then I coat in my liquid, and then I put my final season coat on there. Before I then put this into the pot. Oops. There we go. So I'm going to continue with that, and I will be back in a moment. Okay, let's take a look. It certainly smells good. It's crisping up really nicely. It's pretty amazing how much it already looks like it's chicken. Okay, so now I'm going to just put a little bit of my seasoning, my spicy seasoning, into my mustard mixture. Too bad I don't put too much right now. I'm going to put okay, that looked like 5 drops. Gonna mix that up. And do my other pieces. So, and I think in general probably making the smaller pieces is better. But I wanted, as you know, to be able to distinguish between the spicy and not spicy. Maybe next time I can just do that with the batter. Alright, I'll be back in a moment. Okay, this is what it looks like. And doesn't it look amazing? I mean, this looks like fried chicken. I like the pieces that are more irregular shaped. It just seems a bit more chicken-like to me than the strips, but it doesn't really matter. It's all about the taste. So I'm going to taste it now. I'm very curious about cutting it, and maybe this one could have been cooked longer. I'm not sure. Let's see, or I could fry that a bit longer. All right. That's the plain one. I might fry that just a little longer. And let's see how one of these other pieces taste. I mean, it cuts like it's chicken. Hot. Sorry guys, it was hot. Very hot. I should have left it a little longer. But it really tastes great. I'm so shocked. This was 3/4 of a cup. Look at all that I got from that. And it really, it was cheap. And it tastes great. I mean, you don't have to do it like this. But I love this. Okay, thanks for watching. I'm gonna eat. One last thing. This is a little spicier for sure. I could have it even spicier. So you can make this like a jerk chicken for sure. If you really like a spicy jerk, you can easily add more spices, more hot sauce to that. I'm gonna get myself the jerk rub. There's a dry rub, and I also have a specific jerk seasoning which I didn't use. It just can be very spicy, and I guess I wanted to just test this out first. So there you go. Vegan fried chicken. Vegan jerk chicken. Alright, thanks for watching.